Hi and welcome back to the channel. My name is Håkan. In this video I'm gonna go through my wish list for a Ricoh GR4 if that will ever happen. One important thing for me is if they were to change some things that are on my wish list, it's important that the size will remain kind of the same, because I think that is one of the biggest strengths of this camera. It's the size of the camera. So if any of my things on the wish list were to sacrifice the size of this camera, then I'm not that interested in that specific thing. So let's go through my wish list. So the first thing that I would like to see in a Ricoh GR3, Ricoh GR4 is weather sealing. So I would love if this was weather sealed. I use my current Ricoh GR3 in all kinds of weather. I don't really care if it rains or it's a snowstorm or a sandstorm or whatever. I will still pull this out and take the photos that I want. I do think that the Ricoh GR3 is a tougher camera than a lot of people think. And I think that people who say you can only use this in on sunny days just is talking BS. I think you can use this camera in whatever weather that you like. But that said, I think it would feel much better if we would know that the camera was weather sealed. Then you could use it in whatever weather you want with a bit more confidence when you're out and about in nature or in the city and it just starts to pour down rain. So weather sealing, that would be really great. The second thing that I would like to see in a new version is a faster aperture. So right now the Ricoh GR3 and the 3X has an aperture of 2.8. I would love to see if we could get a 2.0 or a 1.8, for example. Now for me the biggest thing isn't about getting more bokeh in the image. For me it would be more about get more light to the sensor so we can shoot in more dim environments. So that is why I would like to see a faster aperture. The next thing is better stabilization. Sorry. Now I think the stabilization on the Ricoh GR3 is great as it is, but if we could get a bit better stabilization, that would be great, because this camera is a camera that are supposed to be handheld all the time. So when we need to lower that shutter speed, it would be great if we could get a bit more better stabilization so we could really use those slower shutter times. So yeah, a little bit better stabilization would be great. The next thing I would like to see in a new version is better autofocus, and that is especially for low light. Overall, I think the autofocus works really well on the Ricoh GR3, but I've noticed that in lower light situations it struggles sometimes, so yeah, if we could get a bit better accurate and faster autofocus, that would also be great. And I think if we get faster aperture, then we will be able to focus easier in low light situations, so those two tools goes hand in hand. But a bit better autofocus system would also be great in a new version, if that will come in the future. The next thing is better battery life. The batteries on the Ricoh GR3 is really small. For my kind of shooting style, I manage on a single battery all day. I don't take that many images during a whole day. And carrying around a spare battery is not a problem because the batteries are really small. They're just this size, so that is actually not a problem. But if we could get a bit more battery life out of a single battery, then the need for spare batteries wouldn't be necessary. So yeah, that would just be nice to have. Actually, for me, not a big problem at the moment, but yeah, sometimes you just want some things to make your life a bit easier. So that is actually my only wish list for a new version of the Ricoh camera. I think the Ricoh is good as it is, but this is just some things that I maybe think could improve the camera a little bit more. One thing I have thought about is if I want a tilt screen on a new version, and I don't really know if I really want a tilt screen on a Ricoh GR4. I think there is some problems when you want to take low angle shots, then you really need to get really low on the ground and lay on the ground, and or just hope that you frame your image the correct way. But somehow I think that's a bit of a charm that you need to do that. So if a new Ricoh GR doesn't have a tilt screen, I wouldn't be sad about it. I think you can manage either way. So yeah, that's my wish list for a new Ricoh, if that will ever come in the future. So comment down below what's your wish list for a new Ricoh GR. I would love to hear what you think should be included in a new camera from Ricoh. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.